Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark. Today we're going to play around with the wooden pallets. Now we did something along these lines a while ago, but this time we're going for it. We're going to see if we can break some physics here in the game. So the way this starts out, I've got one pallet, and of course the game has no problem with one pallet, so I'll spawn in another one. That gives us 2 pallets. I know, we're all going to be doing some Fibonacci math, so bear with us. All right, so essentially what I'm doing is I'm inside the world editor. Inside the world editor, and which you hit F11 to get there. And then I am selecting the however many pallets I've got spawned in. So in this case, I've got 2. Now I just spawned in 2 more. And so I have 4, and so I am copying and pasting. So now we have 8. And again, just lather, rinse, repeat. Select them all, copy, paste, and now we are up to, eventually, 16. There we go. They'll spawn in eventually. And so I'm just going to kind of keep rolling here just to see, you know, how many we can spawn in before the game goes absolutely berserk. Now, one of the things that you're going to see is that the number on the right-hand side at the bottom of the list will always be 1 less than we actually have, because you can see on the screen right there that the top one is unnumbered, so it counts kind of like 0, but it still counts. It still matters as we spawn in 64, I think, is that what we're up to? I lost count, man. So there you go. We are just selecting all kinds. Now, right now, the game is paused, so it's not really pushing the game to the limits. I mean, okay, it's pushing it some, absolutely. However, as you can see, the longer we go, the more we try to spawn in, the longer it takes for these to show up. So we're going to get those. There you go. Oh, spawned in. And oh my gosh, that is freaking awesome. So now the question is, can we continue to do this? And at some point, I don't know, we'll do this maybe another time. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think if we paste in another set, so now we're gonna do some double stack. I had to move the camera because I didn't want all the pallets spawning all on top of each other. So there we go. And let me see here a minute. We are up to 256 pallets in the game. That is 256 of these objects. And I think if we do one more, there we go. If we do one more set of these, and let's see, I better move over a little bit more. Again, I'm trying to do this so they don't all spawn on top of each other. We'll copy and paste those in there. Sometimes I use Control-C and Control-V. Other times I use the menu because sometimes the Control-C, Control-V doesn't seem to work. Well, we've got placeholders. Now we're just going to wait for the stuff to come in. There it is. Oh my gosh, that is just, there are so many objects on the screen. Look at there. We're getting some lag as we try to move around. That's what we're looking at. Killing the frame rate, but definitely not breaking the physics. So I think it's time to put some of this to the test. So I'm going to get out of the editor mode. So I just hit F11. You'll notice that we are paused here. And let me just kind of get the camera position. I'm going to slow things down quite a bit because a lot of times when you oh my gosh, when you do this in real time, it breaks the physics. Instead, the game is pausing. I'm not doing that pausing. The game is doing that because it is having such a wild time trying to process all of these pallets falling from the sky toward the water. Look at that. Oh, that is awesome. That is like confetti falling down from the sky. you know, presuming, of course, the confetti is pallets. Oh, look that. Oh, the game is not happy with me. All right, more specifically, my computer is not happy with me. But oh, that is amazing. It's really cool to me that they are spreading out, like they're catching, you know, different the different wind resistance or I guess air resistance, and they're all kind of shooting out in different directions. But once they get in the water, well, I was going to say it scrolls around much quicker. That, okay, granted, it still kind of froze up there. Oh, look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Holy smokes, man. That is great. I'm loving that. All right, so I think what we need to do is let's get these reset. And I think what I'll do is pause the physics. Let's reset. So I'm doing Shift R. And that should, yeah, there we go. That should respawn everybody back up in the sky where they initially copied into the game. That's not the word I want, but that's the word I'll use. Okay, so this time we won't go quite as slow and let it go. Oh, wow, the game actually performs better now that I'm not going so slow. I mean, it's still got some hiccups, but oh, look at that. Look at that. All those wooden pallets scattering in the wind like bits of paper. That is so, whoa, crazy cool. Some of the pallets, though, are getting kind of stuck together, which means they're all flip-flopping around and going berserk. But, hey, you know what? I don't care. That is awesome. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I think we could do this one more time. And you know what? The idea is to break physics. So let's just see what happens if we run this in real time and just let the pallets fall, hit the water. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's amazing how quickly they all scatter, but it did not break the physics. So we're on a roll here today. So far, so good. We're going to have to see if we can do something to take care of the physics problem. Meaning, you know, there's not a physics problem, so we need to make one. And how do you make one? Now, we're going to spawn in even more of these pallets. Look at that. Oh, the placeholders just hanging out. By the way, I did have to edit this part because this took forever. I mean, it took, I don't even know, 5-8 minutes, somewhere in there, before the, first of all, before the placeholders showed up. And then from the time the placeholders showed up until the time that the actual pallets showed up was forever. So I had to go back in and edit this out. Just, I mean, otherwise you'd be here all freaking day watching, you know, pallets spawn in. Is that like watching paint dry? Pretty close to it. Oh, look at that. That is 1,024 pallets here in the game. Oh, that is freaking awesome. So again, I had to make a cut here. When I went to the game to try to set them free, to let them free fall, it spawned where there was nothing. So I finally had to I had to turn off the free cam and focus on one of these. The frame rate is abhorrent. It is absolutely awful, but in the name of science, we are going to do this. So let's see if we can, again, slow things down and see if we can release the physics and, I don't know, see what happens when you drop over 1,000 pallets from the sky into the water. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. That is so not good. There we go. Free cam that and just one little frame at a time as the pallets hit the water. Actually, they're not even to that point yet. They're still in the process of falling and scattering, but oh, my computer is so not happy with me at this point. Yikes, that is so not good. Hey, I can't remember if I said this already or not, short-term memory, but special shout out to BeamNG. Thank you so much for watching the other day, and asked for a shout out, so absolutely, man. And I also want to thank Crash Hard, who created the pallets, but also who created a lot of the maps that I like to play here on the channel. So thanks to Crash Hard and thanks to Crash BeamNG, and that is 1,023 pallets all hanging out in the water together, making quite a mess. Okay, so a weird thing happened when I tried to double the 1,024, because, you know, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Over on the right-hand side, as you see, the individual pallets are no longer selected. So I was trying my best to go in here and try to select all of the pallets in order to try to double them, and it was so laggy. So at this point, I actually have, I think at this point I've got 1,000. I can't remember how many I selected at this point. I don't know. Maybe it's 1,100. So I didn't quite double it. But when I went to try to run the simulation, something wigged out. In fact, at this point, what looks like this weird cracked screen, I'm actually under the cliffside mountain. By the way, I'm on the cliff map that comes with BeamNG. I can't remember if I said that before or not, but anyway, I am under the mountain. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. When I release the physics, I can't tell what's going on here. And then there's that crazy crash, which actually sounds like a car falling from the sky. So I have no idea what happened. And then invariably, we do manage to break the game. So let's see, there it is right there. Instability detected. We broke the physics. So there you go. So about 1,100 pallets broke the game. Just, you know, for the record. There you go. Got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comments section below. Thank you so much to Hero of God, GamerGull, and Mr. Spooky7 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I appreciate it so much. Hey, we'll see you next time on BeamNG Drive. Have a great day.